let's learn to make a simple frock today. It's a 7 panel skirt, princess cut. Let's learn only to the round of the sleeves. Now, like already we know, clo3d stitches on lines. So we need to separate the sleeves from front and back. Okay, few of the things you need to understand is you have to check the notches, front and back notches. How would you know which is front, which is back? Actually, with the shape, usually you get to know. If in case it's getting difficult, not to worry, we have notches. If you take our patterns, there is notches present. Two here, see, and then check where two notches are. See, back, correct? So this has to be rounded the other side. It went back now. Now single is correct. As you see, I'll unfreeze this. One notch here, one notch here. So it's perfect. All right. It's a princess cut. So let's give it a little bit more dots. Here and here. Let's stitch the sleeves end. Okay, that was by miss. Okay, simulation on. Since this is perfect, let's do symmetric pattern with sewing. Um, actually, whoever does end up following the instructions and taking the patterns, please do tag us. We would really appreciate and we would love to see how our patterns are being used. All right, so this is ready. Let's check the pattern accuracy. 0.4 it says. Okay, so probably there is a little bit of left behind. Seems perfect. Okay, let's check the sleeves. Oh, okay. I see that. Here is the mistake. Yes, perfect. All right. Again, let's do the fit check. Okay, so 0, 0, as you see. Our patterns are perfect, so don't have any doubts how the fitting is going to come. Size 2 this will be like a extra small, and if it is a lycra, it will go up to small. Okay, so let's continue. Customization, how you do all that is covered in multiple videos. I try my best to make sure that I am providing only small instructions for every garment. If you want to know how to customize the avatar, please do have a look at other videos where I have covered that section. Now let's get down to designing this. Now, let's actually go to library and take one of the fabric. I'm actually thinking of printing this and stitching for the viewers. Materials, fabric, yes. Usually summer cottons that we get in India are almost all poplins, cotton poplins, summer cotton poplins. You have to know there are too many types of poplins even in clo3d. Okay, there is stretchable poplin, there is cotton poplin, and there is a stiff poplin also. So which one to choose depends on the GSM. Okay, so I think the uh, GSM of 129 is better. This is a very, very light poplin, 108. Okay. Now, since I have the fabric already ready, I will actually just go ahead and add the print. Open. I am going to even attach the final garment, how it comes out in this video. So let's just, okay, it's in monochrome. That's why it's like this. Simulation on. Uh, do not do anything. Just change the particle distance, like I've already told in multiple videos. Even the wireframe depends. So if the wireframe is not accurate enough and it is causing too much stiffness, even then you get these issues. Once that is done, let's see how it comes. Okay, so it says stitching there, right? So let's just check it out. Mm, title. Okay, let's just not pull this and just give it more space. Into simulation. Okay, so now it is 0, 0. Very minute fixing was needed. Now, let's get to the design point of view. I'm going to cover how to make a digital garment of this to get your customer order, or if you want to start taking orders on your designs, digital garments. So let's just, I want to adjust the polka dot because my polka is pretty big actually. The dots are pretty big. I have the fabric with me, and this fabric was created digitally. Okay, I think this is good enough. Yes, this is extremely accurate enough for me. So let's concentrate on digital garments. How do we make a perfect digital garment? Few things we required are you need to know how you're going to finish the garment in life, like how are you going to keep the seam allowance, what is your hemline going to be, what is your finishing going to be, all that is something you have to think about before in hand. Okay, so when it comes to finishing the hems, there are multiple ways you can finish it. One is through this which I've chosen, binding. What we do is this is just like cutting a 2-inch bias putty and we take it all round. That is the style. Or else you can even do the regular way, the simpler way, where you do right click, offset as internal line, zero point 0.5 hem. Usually that's what is standardly followed because half inch you fold and stitch and the other half you do a top stitch. So on the top stitch, we need only half inch cutting and stitching and then top stitch. Okay. Now let's do the bias binding. Bias binding, you have to understand that hence this is cotton poplin. It is going to take a shape if in case you don't keep the fabric accurate enough. Like for bias binding also, you need to choose a fabric. If you are thinking you want to give a different type of binding, or in the edge you want to give some embroidery, or even if you want to, like, let's say, give, what is that, lace. Yes. Then you have to plan according to that and then only start making the garment. My advice to every student is usually have a paper and pencil, just roughly write it down how you want to finish the garment before you start doing it. It helps a lot. Okay, so that's done. I will show the cutting style on the sleeves. Cutting you. And now comes the making it a little bit more like a fabric. This is still looking a lot of like a paper still. The, curvature and the bending is not good enough. You will touch resolution, take it to 9, and then add a thickness of 0.2345, completely depending on your fabric, how you want it to show. Okay, I've added 5 inches. That's the reason it's like this. See, please do not go more than 1. It is going to look like a very thick carpet fabric, and you don't want the 12 fabrics unless until you want to work with those. Okay, so this is right. Now, object browser, let's go to the graphic added. Okay, I've done it in the print style. Double click, make it both. Okay, this is good enough. And now let's concentrate on adding top stitches. Why do we need top stitches? Because the stitching has to be seen. Unless and until the stitching is seen, it is not going to look authentic enough. Okay, so this is 0.5. That's what we are going to do in on every panel. Okay, and then top stitches. In top stitches, I like to use top on this pick stitch more. See, and then color, let's keep it blue, or else white will be too evident. That's the reason. Apply and close. And let's generate the maps, because trust me, it matters. Trust me, it matters. Okay, so this is done. One count is enough. If you're stitching at home, it is 1 stitch. If you're doing it for manufacturing, it is 2 stitches, because usually for finishing, it is double needles. Top stitches come with double needles. Okay. Okay, so let's do it here as well. Now let's switch off the model, because, okay, let's even switch off this. Now, can you see the neck part? It needs a type of finishing. Okay, however, we finish the neck in a real garment, we can use, interfacings, fusibles, or else we can even use bias bindings. So with the bias binding, I will show you how it is done. Double click and end it. Choose the bias binding again. Okay, it is symmetric pattern, so it will take on its own. Okay, so this is the bias binding. It is already done. Now, even though it is done, bias binding is done, we have to even put top stitches on this and overlock stitches on this. So it can be 0.5 or 0.25. This is 0.25. Okay. So then you will go to top stitches, object browser, add another stitch, double click, and can take this to overlap. Thread color will be blue. Apply, and let's add the top stitch. Okay. It is still not taking it. That's fine. Let me fix it. Not an issue. We'll open the second one and let us give it a direction first. We can switch on the 3D front. We can do it back so that it is visible this side. Why that has happened is it is on the wrong side of the fabric. That's the reason. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. I think this is good enough. Now let's get down to